All right, are there really UFOs? Better yet, are they flying over Lake Erie? An East Lake man claims there are, and he has the tapes to prove it. 19 Action News anchor Lena live in the Newsplex with the story, new at 11.
Yes, Denise, you might remember the last time we tried to broadcast some of Michael Lee Hill's UFO video, our computer system crashed. Coincidence? Tonight, barring any alien interruptions, here's Hill's latest home video that may make a believer out of you. What in the world is this, or should we say out of this world? A pulsating orb of light hovering over Lake Erie near the East Lake shore. Michael Lee Hill behind the camera. The UFO researcher says without a doubt what you're seeing are
extraterrestrials.
No doubt about it.
No doubt about it. One showing up next.
The video, shot last fall, just put on YouTube and already's gotten more than 660,000 hits.
People want the truth. I think we're ready, and it just doesn't really go along with our government's plans.
There's something strange in the neighborhood.
When 19 Action News tried to show you previous footage 2 years ago, Hill finds the technical snafus no coincidence.
Something spooky going on with that tape.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. Why don't these aliens just show up for everyone to see? Go ahead, park your spaceship right in front of our 19 Action News studios here, and I will personally hand any little green man this microphone. Seriously, enough with the appearances on home video shot by a select few. Hill has an answer for that.
We couldn't have the outcome that I believe they intend, which is for us to become a galactic society and a peaceful society.
The way he sees it, the alien appearances are as beautiful as they are peaceful. And a sudden visit would be as traumatic to us as 9/11, like a terrorist attack. But he says time will reveal all truth.
They will. They will.
Ooh, and no computer glitches. Hill says the same orbs have been spotted in London, Mexico, Canada, California, and Texas. His recent findings will be a part of a History Channel special on UFO hunters set to air next month. Live in the Newsplex, Lena Line, 19 Action News.
Beam me up, Lena.
It's the unknown, captured on camera time and time again. But this time, Eugene Ehrlich says this is proof that something is eerie over Lake Erie.
That absolutely nothing we have on this earth even looks like that.
Eugene says this is what he saw with his friends over the weekend from his house in Euclid. And whatever it is, it appeared more than once. In fact, he says the lights have reappeared 5 nights in a row over the east side.
It was such a brilliant beam of different lights. It was going red, yellow, green, blue, and it was never the same color. It was like it was pulsating.
The unidentified flying objects are just that, unidentified. No one knows what they are, including the 20-year-old student who admits it's hard to believe. And Carla Jackson is a non-believer.
I mean, we're not too far from Canada. It could have been a light show over there or something. Somebody playing.
I mean, once you see it with your own eyes, you're going to say, wow, what's going on here? And why do they keep coming back in the same spot?
So it's not the first time someone said they saw something over the skies of Cleveland. You may recall just a few years ago, a group of people downtown said they saw what they thought was a UFO right over Key Tower. This is the online video from 2007 which shows something over the building. And according to the National UFO Reporting Center, many additional sightings in Cleveland have been made in the past.
Camera trick. I have to be there to actually see it.
Carla may get the chance because Eugene says after 5 nights, whatever it is seems to be sticking around.
Why? Why are they there? Why do they keep coming back the same time, the same area? There's absolutely no reason.
In Cleveland, Mark Zinni, Fox 8 News. Another night, another sighting of something.
We saw it again. It came back.
Eugene Ehrlich has captured whatever it is on camera again and again right outside his Euclid apartment.
Always, 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 it starts right there.
This unexplained light show has now appeared in the skies over Lake Erie for several nights in a row. And it has a lot of people wondering if maybe something strange is now going on here in the city of Cleveland.
It gets bright, 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 different colors, and then it gets dim. And as soon as it gets dim, it starts moving from there This way.
The universe is ever expanding. We're not the only ones here.
Nick Housen is Eugene's friend, who says he also had the close encounter.
At first, like, I figured it was just a star, but like the way it would just move so fast. I've never seen anything like it.
The camera is shaking. There's not the controls that you would like to have to do a really in-depth analysis.
Richard Lee says it's hard to tell what the video shows.
Something out over the lake.
He's with a Cleveland-based UFO club, and he has tracked the possibility of an alien life form for decades. But after looking at the images from Euclid, this self-proclaimed UFO expert says anything is possible because Ohio has a long history of sightings.
It's probably in the top 5 or 10 states as far as the number of sightings and the people involved.
Richard says it's all in the eye of the beholder, but the head of the National UFO Reporting Center says more people need to see it and more research is necessary before it makes anyone else a true believer.
I couldn't say what it is. I'm not an astronomer. I have absolutely no expertise in this field, but I can guarantee you that it is not human.
In Euclid, Mark Zinni, Fox 8 News. Lights over the lake that Eugene Ehrlich first noticed near his Euclid apartment in March. And now that it's May,
there have been more each day. They've been brighter, they've been more colorful, and more people have been seeing them.
After first recording the lights on March 3rd, Eugene says he's heard from people around the world, including Michael Lee Hill. He happens to live right down the street and claims to have seen the same thing.
As I was down at the beach, over my right-hand shoulder, I see this really bright light, and it's coming right up, like really low, right over treetop level.
Hill also recorded his close encounter near Lake Erie and describes the object as a triangle with lights on each corner.
This was absolutely silent until it got right over top of my head, then it kind of sounded like a vacuum cleaner. That's the only sound. It's like this low little hum.
We realized later, the next few days, that we filmed the same exact thing, doing the same formations, and it is just astounding.
This area has always been pretty popular for UFO sightings.
Aaron Clark is with the Cleveland Ufology Project, founded back in 1952. Members meet regularly to talk about the many reported sightings in Northeast Ohio, including this recent round near Euclid.
People really get interested when there's a mystery, and this is one of the biggest mysteries out there.
So what's the deal? You can't help but wonder why so many reported sightings here over Cleveland, and does it maybe have something to do with Lake Erie? By the way, that isn't real.
Lake Erie's always been a pretty mysterious lake. There's always been kind of strange things happening out there.
Sometimes people always wonder if there's connection back to like power plants, other things along those lines that may be attracting something on there.
Thomas Wertman is a member of the Cleveland-based group, and he's also part of the national Mutual UFO Network. With a team spread out one night near Lorain, Cleveland, and Euclid, they all investigated what Eugene keeps seeing, and they did it with Eugene's help.
I happened to be on the phone with the witness that same night, and he confirmed, yes, we're both seeing an object in the same direction of the sky. Yes, it's appearing at the same time. It appeared multiple times that night.
And with star charts and flight tracking software, Wertman determined the lights are coming from airplanes, likely making a turn as they land at Hopkins.
So everything pointed in that direction, so there really isn't too much doubt in my mind that's what it was.
But that determination isn't unanimous.
Yeah, they're not airplanes.
I mean, this is completely unusual.
Eugene says he's open to the possibility that it could be anything. But there's little doubt in their mind, like it or not, we are not alone.
Just look up, man, and don't be afraid of this phenomenon. If they meant us harm, we wouldn't be talking right now.
In Cleveland, Mark Zinni, Fox 8 News.
Yesterday in this hour, we told you about the mysterious lights that keep appearing over Lake Erie near Cleveland. Here is some home video of the lights that neighbors in the area say are unlike aircraft or helicopters that fly there. And last night, for the 8th night in a row, they said these lights were back, appearing around 7:30 p.m. and lasting about 2 hours. NASA has a lab in Cleveland called the Glenn Research Center. They test rockets and various aircraft, but say they haven't done any testing this week. A Pentagon official told me me the U.S. military has not been testing anything recently in that area. And the FAA acknowledges the light pattern seems different from commercial flight paths in the area. So what on earth is going on? Joining us is UFO expert Nick Pope from our London bureau. Nick ran the British government's UFO project at the Ministry of Defense. Nick, first of all, what do you make of what we're all hearing from Cleveland? 8 days, the lights seem to be similar, but they look unlike anything that people have ever seen.
Yes, it certainly seems to be an interesting wave of sightings, and it's always fascinating when you get activity like this over a period of different nights. I think my key question would be, and it's really a question for the Air Force and the FAA, has anyone checked the radar tapes to see if anything unusual was tracked?
Well, as a matter of fact, I spoke to officials at the FAA today. They checked in with Cleveland Air Traffic Control, and they don't have anything unusual, nothing unusual on the radar, no unusual reporting from any pilots. Is it possible that maybe this is some sort of a helicopter or rescue service from one of the Cleveland hospitals that people east of the city are looking at a little bit differently?
I wouldn't have thought so, and I've seen some of this footage myself, and what struck me about it was the way that it appeared to change color at some stage, and that's quite interesting. I mean, I think as ever, one would need to get hold of the original camera, the original film footage, and do some proper forensic analysis to get to the bottom of it. But it's certainly interesting, and as I say, the fact that it's come back over several nights and been seen by many different people makes it quite a significant sighting.
Well, and as far as the analysis of the film, we intend to do just that, and it's now several people. We're being told that because this has been happening night after night, people are now gathered on the beaches along Lake Erie near Euclid, Ohio, where this kid first saw it. And apparently, again, for 8 nights in a row, it happens about each night between 7 and 7:30 in the evening. The lights stay up for about 2 hours. Sometimes they dim, sometimes they get brighter, sometimes they move up, they move to one side, and then they eventually disappear. What do you make of it all?
Well, most UFO sightings do turn out to have conventional explanations. They can be lasers, searchlights, fireworks, the Chinese lanterns, which are quite popular, and people let these off at parties and barbecues and things like that. But I think what is interesting is that these days, of course, almost everyone has a cell phone with the capability to take photos and videos. So out of the tens of thousands of people who see UFOs each year, we're getting more and more of this interesting footage. So we're more likely to get to the bottom of these sorts of mysteries.
Well, we certainly hope to get to the bottom of this one. Nick Pope from London, thank you so much, Nick. We will keep you posted on how things go over here. We appreciate it.
Holy shit. This is above Euclid, Ohio, where they were reported before by Eugene Ehrlich. This is for you, buddy. Those are probably the same towers that he was seeing these objects out. Wow. To the naked eye, that thing is just pulsating crazy colors. It's hard to describe how really bright it is. There's one right out in front of me on the lake, by the way. It's really bright too, but it's not as bright as this one, so I'm not going to move this camera. But keep in mind, right to my right is another one. Something is going on huge. You know what? I'm just going to show you. Come on. Okay. I mean, that thing is really bright too. But this, oh, that one's about to disappear anyhow. This one is going freaking crazy. That thing is really bright. That just looks like a moving star. I'm gonna go to normal mode. Wow, I wasn't even zoomed in on it. It's coming right over my head. It's like circling back around. Look at this.
Have you seen the mysterious lights over Lake Erie? Many people suspect they could be signals from space. Jen Pachano explains those sightings and one theory about their origin.
What do you see when you watch this home video?
What's this coming up to it, man? No way. I got this on tape, man.
It was taken on a Lake Erie spring night, and Michael Lee Hill says it's a UFO.
These things are so beautiful when you see them. It's like this luminous, pulsating orb of light.
When these sightings were first reported, NASA says wasn't us. Reps from Burke and Hopkins airports said it wasn't anything they were tracking. Local radio stations flooded with freaked out listeners, seeing exactly what Hill saw.
South of Cleveland, there's the same markings in the sky, and there's that light again.
The Cleveland Ufology Project investigates sightings like one in 2004 near Hopkins.
There's a whole bunch of pictures that the police took, and we don't know what it was. Still don't know.
If these orbs are from another planet, why did they choose Cleveland, of all places, to make an appearance? It might not have been random. Some believe that it may be because of our giant shrined musicians right here on the lakefront. And you know, it kind of looks like a spaceship, doesn't it? Many musicians who are immortalized inside the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame are believers. So maybe these outer space visitors were just here to visit their followers.
You know, you have an analytical side of your brain and a creative side of your brain. And really, the only two things that I know of that makes both hemispheres fire simultaneously is music and meditation.
Michael Luckman found so many connections between legendary musicians and Martians that he published a book about it, Alien Rock.
After about 3 years of deep research, I've discovered all kinds of amazing links between such rock icons as Elvis, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Jerry Garcia, Jimi Hendrix, and David Bowie.
Luckman says Elvis's link was the most unusual. He claimed to have been visited several times by aliens.
Maybe they're just more open, because if you're not looking, you're not going to see it. You know, I tell people, just look up.
The Ufology Project says most reports around here can be traced back to birds, planes, or Venus. But
You know, there are things that we find that we cannot explain, and those are the things we really want to look at the most.
there's no doubt the Rock Hall and its inductees draw lots of visitors to Cleveland. The question is, has it attracted some from out of this world? Jen Pachano, 19 Action News.
Well, there's certainly a lot of star power in the hall. That's for sure.
We know that.
Yeah. Well, it's not just Toyota now.
This is just flying over really slow. I can hear a slight hum. Wow, this is freaking incredible. The orb out in front of it. Look at that. That's an infrared. You can see the dot out in front of it. The naked eye, it's not there. That's crazy. Thank you for this flyby. Wow, it's dropping big time. Oh shit, my camera's dropping too. I can't get this tripod to stay up. Oh. It's going back out over the lake. Oh, what's it doing now? My knees killing me.
It does make you wonder, Paul.
They really do, particularly if you're on the fence about this kind of thing. These are not typical lights you see in the sky. They're not shooting stars. They're not from any type of aircraft that we know of. Listen to what this area's top UFO guy thinks about it.
You can see the houses down here, which is fascinating.
UFO enthusiast Michael Lee Hill says video recently posted on YouTube that shows strange lights over Lake Erie is some of the best UFO video he's ever seen.
Look, there's another one.
The video was shot September 18th. In it, a number of bright lights are seen on the horizon, and they don't appear to be typical aircraft lights.
One of the things that I like about this video is you can see the houses, and you can see exactly how high these things are above the houses, which also gives you a little bit of idea of how big these objects are. It's not a little light up there. These are huge balls of light. And their commentary, there's multiple witnesses. There's at least 4 or 5 people talking there. They're all freaking out going, I've never seen anything like this. We're being invaded.
Hill says the recent Lake Erie lights are very similar to mysterious lights that appeared over Phoenix in March of 1997. This sighting became one of the most talked about UFO events in decades.
It's the exact same. They're showing up over Phoenix, over Texas recently, China, the UK.
Hill claims he's personally witnessed hundreds of UFOs. But before you write him off as a crackpot, listen to his take on the mystery plume in the sky over the Pacific this week.
That looked like something military from our end. I didn't get the feel of something higher.
But Hill believes the latest mystery lights over Lake Erie are from a higher power, a benevolent entity that for some reason is making more frequent visits to our area. Michael Lee has appeared on the History Channel and done tons of research on UFO sightings. Could these lights have been flares dropped from planes, which some say explains the Phoenix phenomenon? Well, flares fall from the sky, and these did not, as you saw, so the mystery continues. Live in the Newsplex, Paul Johnson, 19 Action News.
There's no sound.
Oh my God, this is creepy.
No sound, they're flickering. This one's going faster back here. There's more coming. This is freaking aliens. There's more coming. How? What the hell? There's more coming.
Still more?
Yes.
Oh my God, they're gonna invade.
Oh.
Look at there's a
Holy crap. We've seen easily over 20 of these things. Holy shit. I should have got some binoculars. I can't make out what it is. I mean, there's binoculars in the in that closet in the utility room. Get them and see if you can get a better look at it. Look at that one's moving like crazy. Holy crap, they're moving too. What the hell is this? What do you see with the binoculars? Can you make out what they are? Take the covers off.
Oh, they're waiting.
What is this? What is this? I've never seen anything like this. On the top. There's more coming. What is this? Holy moly. I thought maybe it was like balloons that were illuminated, but it can't be. That one moved all around and circled the other one. Plus they're going out over the lake over there. We're being invaded. We're being invaded. No. Oh yeah, Diane, they're doing that. Oh, there's another one. Look how that one's moving weird too. Jesus. Well, yeah, but what are they? Oh my God! Look at how many more are coming.
Diane, I saw one go like this. Balloons don't move like that. One was like, look how that one's moving away from the other one over there. Balloons don't do that. See that? They have to move right together. They're moving with the wind together. There's no control on a balloon. Look at all these things. This is weird. I've never seen anything like that. There's more coming. Aliens. They're not balloons. Look how they're moving different directions. No, there's no way. Oh,
Trying to scare the neighborhood or what?
It's not the first time someone has recorded something mysterious over Lake Erie, but it could be the first time it's this clear.
It was just probably one of the craziest nights of activity I've ever experienced.
Michael Lee Hill is the self-described UFO enthusiast who's releasing this never-before-seen video. According to Hill, the video was shot in November on the east side near his home in Eastlake. It obviously shows something, but what is what's up for debate.
I've been filming these for a long time, and it's just grown to the point where they've let me know, they know I'm sitting there filming them. You know, they'll come in, every year they've come in closer and closer.
I go outside and I look up in the sky and I see them up there. Every so often you see strange lights blinking on and off.
It's not hard to find people who believe the lakeshore is a hotbed for extraterrestrial activity. Last year, in fact, Fox 8 revealed these images of similar lights over the lake. And after our stories aired, a team from the Cleveland Ufology Project tracked the lights. The organization was founded back in 1952, and its members consider themselves experts who determined these were airplanes. But now, Michael says you can't debate it anymore.
The fact that this remains in the screen and is not moving, I believe, negates any notion that it's an aircraft.
Now, it goes without saying, but of course we'll say it anyway. NASA, the military, no one will comment on any of this. But we do know planes are always landing and taking off at Hopkins and, of course, on the other side of the lake in Canada. Michael Lee Hill says none of that matters. We'll know more soon enough when they decide to reveal themselves. Mark Zinni, Fox 8 News.